Welcome to the Lifestyle Medicine Update. I'm Dr. James Meschino. Our topic today is diet and colon cancer. You know, colorectal cancer continues to be the second leading cause of cancer death in North America and in most developed countries. Now, only a small percentage of colon cancer cases are linked to inherited genetic mutations. Only 5 to 10% is there a genetic mutation that the person was born with. Diet and lifestyle continue to be the main factors that cause this form of cancer. Now, in a recent review in their journal known as Clinics in Colon and Rectal Surgery, the researchers showed once again that certain dietary changes might reduce the risk of colorectal cancer by up to 70%. So the researchers highlight the following: that diets that are high in fat, especially animal fat, are a major risk factor for colorectal cancer. We've seen this over many years. When you eat a lot of animal fat, it changes the bacterial composition in the large intestine. And then these unfriendly bacteria, they metabolize bile acids or bile salts that are secreted after a meal, and it converts them into cancer-causing agents that are known to cause colorectal cancer. So the more high animal fat products you eat, the more you tend to make these cancer-causing agents in the large intestine. Now, in particular, red meat or beef consumption is really linked to colorectal cancer risk in many studies. And we think that the high level of heme iron that's in red meat may further increase the risk of colon cancer because that extra iron generates free radicals that are linked to causing mutations in the very first place that then produce cancer. And also, cooking these meats at high temperatures produces various cancer-causing agents like heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. Don't worry about the big names. When you heat things to really high temperatures, you tend to, and if you char these meats, then you tend to produce some additional cancer-causing agents. Now, other studies suggest that people who eat a diet that's very low in fruit and vegetables have a higher risk of colorectal cancer. That makes total sense because we know that fruit and vegetables have many protective nutrients that help to guard us against cancer. So if you're not getting enough of them, you're leaving yourself vulnerable. And as well, more dietary fiber is linked to a decreased risk of colorectal cancer. Fiber attracts water, so it bulks up the developing fecal matter and then moves it through at a faster clip. So the high water content dilutes any cancer-causing materials, and by moving it through faster, any cancer-causing agents are eliminated from the body before they can do a lot of damage to the bowel wall. This is especially true for foods like beans and peas and whole grains. These foods have this type of dietary fiber that seems to be protective against colon cancer. So how else can you reduce your risk of colorectal cancer? Well, regular physical exercise is also associated with a reduction of risk. And we think it's because exercise helps to move things through at a faster clip, so there's less chance of cancer-causing agents doing damage to the bowel wall. But also, exercise lowers insulin levels. When your insulin levels are higher, cells divide at a faster rate. When they do that, there's a greater risk that mutations will form. And that's why being overweight is also a risk for colorectal cancer. People who are overweight have higher circulating insulin levels and estrogen levels, both in women and in men. And insulin and estrogen cause cells to divide at a faster rate. The more genetic mutations occur, there's a greater chance that cancer will develop. So if you're overweight, by losing some of that weight, it helps to reduce risk. Now, a lesser known fact is this: that 12% of all colorectal cancer is directly attributable to cigarette smoking. Carcinogens in tobacco increase cancer growth in the colon and in the rectum. So people who smoke cigarettes, a higher risk. Same is true for regular alcohol consumption. A number of studies show that regular alcohol consumption increases risk of colorectal cancer. Just 2 alcoholic drinks a day on average is linked to doubling the risk of colorectal cancer in a number of studies. So in total, some studies suggest that up to 90% of colon cancer is preventable through better diet, exercise, not smoking, staying at your ideal body weight, and having low or no alcohol consumption. When you combine all these things together, you get a tremendous reduction in risk. Now, of course, after the age of 50, you need to get screened for colorectal cancer, so you should see your doctor. The good news is that it usually takes 5 to 10 years for any early stage polyps to become malignant. So if they see something that's suspicious during a colonoscopy, they can remove it before any trouble really gets started. Okay, that's my update for this week. Preventing colorectal cancer, the second leading cause of cancer death, is one of the really important reasons to get on track with a wellness lifestyle and to stay on track in the long term. So good luck with your wellness goals, and thanks for watching.